Well, guys, greetings. We'll start the first game of the 4th round soon. Well, yeah, I need to post some links to advertise my stream. So those guys are ready. Actually, the Colournizers team, I mean MexT and the Klaas, told the guys that they are free to pick any map they want without any draft stage or fight, of course. So, okay, that's fine. So guys just picked Желающих once again, but this time we see another set of locations. It's 3-4 versus the same here, 7-8. So no draft for today. Give me please some minutes. And open chat. Well, the bet is also open. As far as I can see, Voy betted on himself, on his team, 20,000 of stones. So, if you guys believe in MexT and Klaas, no fight. Yeah, there were no fight and even no draft stage. Guys from the bottom team just gave up on it. And like let the Horde, I mean the ORDA and the Orcs, I mean, to choose a map. Any map except Burning Skies. So they are just ready to play anywhere, everywhere. So, okay, what's about the analysis? Oh, so slow build order once again here. And here we can see just a decent one. 3, 4. 3, 4. Let's get kinda severe, you know, for both players, like 4+3. Citizen setup and all the building order here. On the other hand, the position of storehouse here is quite decent. I mean, stone is near, everything is near. This location is probably the most suitable. What is going here? This is the first game of the 4th round. Orcs of Gundabad versus Colonizers. Any predictions for the round? Actually, that would be nice if someone actually made the predictions, my predictions, like noted them about the previous round. I don't know. Let me check. I need to open the RandTour. Okay, I can open it here. So let me check pairs. Okay, Motherland for Deutschland. Motherland. Carrot and celery burrito. Carrot and celery. Beta is shit versus SK Noobish. No, I don't know how actually they perform. I mean SK Noobish, but probably Beta is shit. I'm not sure though. Like JB Napik Vieto versus Fork Swords. David Thunder. Fork Swords. The Orcs of Gundabad Colournizers here. I bet on Orcs here because these guys are really like they are chilly, chill out completely. It's really tour game and against Leeds without fight. Yeah, that's all. That's right. Well, actually, my personal opinion is that Schleswig in the Desert is like the map of the year for sure, because it's like a breakthrough. I mean the whole format, and the map itself is actually quite good. Despite it was designed for 6.720, it's also good for beta. I mean, for example, you can compare it with Mirage, and Mirage can really be favored for some town hall strategies, while here it's still good for default. So whatever. So about other predictions, Drunkil versus PN. Okay, Drunkil. But that's I'm not, as you can see, I'm not sure completely. Deccan versus No Skill No Fun Deccan for sure. I mean, General Style and Regions are by far more powerful in my opinion. SK SoundCloud Lucy Gang. It's really difficult to predict anything here. I'm really looking forward to this game. But like nominally, probably SoundCloud. Like, yeah. And Thresh and Anchor for Thresh, too difficult to predict. Still probably, well, I would bet on Thresh. Yeah, so like this. Let me actually, yeah, I have my some paper, you know, and the pen, so I can write down the teams I bet on, and then we can check. So it's like Motherland, it's CNC, right? Command and Conquer. So it's beta is shit. It's Forks and Swords. Orcs. Drunkil and Drunkil. Deccan. SoundCloud. But I will cheer loose again. But my heart is for Lucix again, but my mind is for SoundCloud there. And Hell Kitty. Done. So we'll check. So, what about the randoms and food? Quite a usual amount of food for this map. The wine is trolling, but the bread instead is quite good. The thing is that you guys, you usually like when you play 60 piece town, you will prefer to build a meal instead of winery anyway. And the problem is here that wine you will soon run out of wine, and making a bakery will not make that much. Grzegorz Brinchishchikevich. Yeah, I've trained for this like a bit. I still have some issues with that settlement name. Chtonszczyszywoszyce, or something like that. Kinda interesting woodcutter here, because it is not going to cut off all those trees, and there is no some plant option as well, so it's like a half of a decision, and he is already. Your woodcutter cannot find any further trees to fell. This, actually, yeah, I already typed to that guys that thank God that they decided to choose not 1-2 location but 3 and 4. Because I think that location 3, the same here, is the most pleasant here to play, as you know, stone is not fucked up, like a lot of free space in the middle, and not that huge random reliance. So to say, okay, so if you are on top, okay, just get one here and you will go here to the second mine anyway. If you are here, so you will have 2 iron mines at least here. And the position overall is quite pleasant. For example, here, if you are on top, you need to make a really long way down to get this. And you have to get this mountain anyway, as well as this coal. And getting it from here, it's difficult. Actually, the position of stone here, like this mountain is just a useless piece of something. Like, honestly. You probably never want to get this unless you have the storehouse, for example, here. So this, you have this... For these mountains, you probably want to build only 2 quarries, not more. Otherwise, you will have the situation like Mexican had in his previous game. And so the only mountain you really want to mine or something is this one. And bringing stuff from here, for example, to your coal mines is not a pleasant thing to do. This location is really the most unique one, as you know, the random so on coal are really often to see here. Like a lot of gold mountains with slow mount, a lot of stone mountains, a lot of everything. But actually, it's first of all, it's favorable for town hall strategies. It also some kind of a unique location which requires your skill of managing free space, and it's much easier to do in beta version. I mean, space first of all these trees. Where to cut, where to plant them instead, and so on and so on. Also, some tricky situations with stone here are possible as well, but at least the overall positions of those stone mountains are pleasant. For example, if you want to build something here, you just add 1 stone mason, one quarry here, and it will bring stones really fast. Unlike this one. So, with such talking, 15 minutes passed. What we can see here. Who is here? This is ORDA. What is he doing? 2 gold mines here, plus a woodcutter here. Strange deja vu. That's not the map that they are actually playing. I should probably go for a cup, you know, instead of drinking from this pack. Yeah, we'll do it. I didn't expect that, you know, that they will give me a night call to tell you how they feel. Wait a moment. What's that? miscalculated. But where? Kilshi in the tundra. Actually, you better ask him. He has been in desert and in forest. So let's wait for him to be somewhere in Arctic space. Or maybe just Christmas theme. What can I say actually? I think nothing. Like stonemasons are quite usual. Who is playing like am I right that Mexican also had old unlocking order in his previous game? Strange deja vu on the RandTour. That's a map. Actually, I just know that map because it's quite a good map for 35 peacetime. I haven't seen any there on 60. And probably in case of 3 versus 3 game, this map will be definitely like overloaded with troops, as it like too small for that. Not like Golden Cliffs though, but still. Oh, but tour winners. Strange deja vu is bad for. Yeah, I'm just not sure. I never watched on looked on that map with 60 peacetime eyes. But for 35 it's quite decent. At least it was in 6-7-20. You had one game here when we were like all in rushed by Voy, and that's all. In League it was good. Yeah, you know, but in League it's 1 versus 1, so in that conditions even Golden Cliffs can be okay. Because in terms of building, Golden Cliffs is still a decent map. I mean, some locations, for example, location number 4 requires some skill and high level of understanding what to do. It's all about the fighting and plays here. By the way, about fighting. I really like the design of this oasis. But the battlefield's probably not the best with all those entrances, which are quite narrow and I mean not mirrored. For example, if you play 4 versus 4, okay, this we have too narrow and here we have too narrow. But when you play 2 versus 2, it's not that, as you can see. And also, this is quite, how would I say this? It's not clear to understand what of those are actually walkable and which are not. It's one of the best Lineage battlefields in my opinion. I just like the default one, maybe. I don't like the clear one. They're like super empty. This is like idealist thing. I mean, the thing which I don't really like is that you don't know the battlefield in the beginning of the game. This thing I don't like. Actually, I fixed finally his face, so he's looking straight to me when he's running down. Yeah. Because he was like shaking like crazy. So yeah, what I was... yeah, I don't like that black hole as well. So probably the default one with some small mountains is probably the most suitable. Clear one is also good, but maybe in 2 versus 2, I mean all battlefields are good. But that's what's about... Okay, what do we have here about strategies, by the way? Probably we'll see something interesting, but for now I see just farms. Farms cannot tell us everything for now, as they can be used for meals or stables. So this is stables in plural, yeah. It's like probably stable in Ritter's German interface. So I remember that like stables is like barracks. It cannot be in singular unless it's Barack Obama, probably. Players could figure out the battlefield. You know, I've got a situation. For example, I had a game 4 versus 4, but actually it. Well, what I want to say? I've got into 1 versus 1 position here. Orda without leather units. Probably, by the way, that's quite a late farm. Well, maybe. We'll see. So again, back to my story. I've got a situation 1 versus 1 here on that left locations, and I've made like a default setup with something like 40 bowmen, and Loka, who was playing against me, made only 9 bowmen, and all the other stuff was were melee units. And that was like a coin toss, because I've got the pure and clear field, and the fighting in that field is really favorable for melee units, because you can encircle easily and kill all the infantry and then just make the bowmen flee. But if, for example, we had got, for example, a landscape like this, so in this case, he would have struggled a lot without any ranged units. And knowing the fact of what battlefield you will get can really affect on your strategy choice. For example, it's not about the building choice, but for example, you can make lances and axes instead of bowmen. Like, have only 10, for example, and maybe add some more after peacetime end, and have by far more infantry, and then just crush your opponent. Because that will work here on the pure clear battlefield. Actually, and that actually was in that game, and I was beaten. Here is something like default, but actually the mill is first building. I know that it's quite a low amount of... So probably we will also play something not usual. Which is like it only 10 archers and the rest is melee. It depends on what battlefields are they playing. Of course, if you have something like campy, for example, with such passages, and honestly speaking, all the previous maps, like old ones and so on, were really narrow sometimes. And in this case, ranged units are favorable. You want to do them a lot, because they will do by far more impact than a lot of melee, which who will just stay in those passages without doing anything. But on open battlefields, it's a good idea to make a lot, or by far a lot of melees instead of making ranged units, because in touch conditions, ranged are overrated. What something is, guys, wrong here for planning, you know. Of course, you can make this coal mine, probably this too, but yeah, whatever. Actually, okay, he changed his mind and building here another sawmill, as it was some road probably, or what is that? Maybe I just understood him wrong. I don't know, but yeah. So we see 2 defaults here, I assume, as there are a lot of farms, and there will be even more farms. But I'm not sure about the top teams. I see a swine farm, but what about corn? He will not have enough. So I suppose he's building a swine farm just to unlock a tannery and unlock armor weaponry. Armor's workshop, yeah, armor workshop. So he is going to play the same strategy as Orda played the previous game. He is going to it. So it's probably again pikes plus rogues plus something. Because I really don't believe in this swine farm while having only 1 farm and the mill already. It's voice strategy. I know that story, but What about ORDA here? Because this one farm is... Yeah, they are playing all the same. I really want to see whether it can be better on this map or not. Because I've seen something like that on some other maps, and there it was like a really horrifying and slow in low-scale games. So let's see here, because this map is not that easy. What's this? What's this? What? What? What's this? We'll make rogue magic. It seems like that. Because when you play it like this, of course you can play barbarians and X-bows. But if you want to rely on the numbers, it's probably better to make pikes plus rocks because of numerosity. But those pikes should be supported by some amount of rebels. Actually, I don't like this position of farm near close to the inn, as it's like a traffic jam collector here. But they just don't know. But the battlefield is really favorable for the option with barbarians and X-bows here, as it's really narrow, and barbarians plus X-bows is a good option. I mean, first of all, X-bows are good in narrow passages. But if they manage to dodge it somehow... Okay, we'll see. I actually don't know. But I see pikes here. And here I see nothing just yet. But I assume it will be the same. Probably they will combine it. Like one will play with numerosity and the other will play with the quality. Super game. Well, I don't still know. Okay. Max actually has a one side road here, but his main building is going to be on the left side now, so this map is not used. This road is not used, unlike this one. And here we can see some traffic issues, which are slowing down his building processes. What about wood here? Something is not right. Rookie's mistake, I suppose. What's wrong? He actually took only 2 forests, I suppose, while playing default with a big amount of farms. That's the mistake. Can't pass to the finals anyway. Why? They can? The statistics for both of those teams is 1-2, so they cannot lose. But they still can pass, and I would say even more. If one of these teams will win 2 games in a row, they will do it despite the buff goals. Lucky that his lad supports his X-bow build. Yeah, that's for sure. I suppose it still be it is. Well, I've told you guys you like several times. This is probably not default as well, as far as I can see it here, as there are only 2 farms for now. It's quite a low amount. And first building is bakery. So the question is, what is he going to build instead? Stables here as well. Stables is a good building. Okay, that's... So it will be like iron plus something. Let's try it actually nothing. Like literally. This building is just a traffic jam creator. Knights plus militia, it's... Well, here I can see the order for only armor, so it won't be knights alone. Knights plus militia... You know, with such strategy, you need your teammate as well to support it. And we can see that Mexican tea is playing like Mexican tea. Like in his unique X-bow style. He's quite good in it, I suppose. Probably just more farms required. How many stomps near his barracks? I mean 5 plus this dead bush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6, 7. But I don't think that those will be a trouble of some kind. But yeah, that's interesting. This map is big, so it's not a problem unless you are too greedy. But I really want to see what is going to be here. What's about there? It's only 4 here and 3. And still, I mean, 2 here further is going to be added. And those numbers is not something you really want to see here. I also don't see militia setup. Okay, I see it. So this access, as I suppose... Okay, now I'm not sure. Okay, this is the first market. Oh, okay. I think those will go for militia. Because for trades you already have armory workshop, so... Why on earth you will trade access when you can trade armory workshop? Yeah, and this map is not really favorite to such game style. I mean, at least locations number 1 and number 3, because there are only 4 gold mines, gold ore mine. I mean, what are they actually? Gold mines, okay, which are really far from each other, and you usually choose one of them, or even if you choose 2, you don't like build all mines at the same time. And here, as we can see, ORDA is even not going to reach the top 1 mountain. While this location, and as well as number 4, but it's like random dependent. Here it's quite possible because of just a big number of possible gold mines overall. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Voy actually has 5 of 6 already. Am I right? I'm right. No, well, nobody goes for leather jacket. No, Mexican will go. He will, right? He won't. Wait, no swine farms in this game. Wow. I'm in. Okay, but is it just iron only? It's kind of weak for iron only, no? I see no gold here. I see no trades here. I see stable, so it's like horse rush. So these guys are just miming as well. Maybe militia. But for doing militia, I don't see a huge store of wood. Only 2 sawmills, by the way. It's kind of a mistake. I know it myself. On my own example, that's having only 2 sawmills by now. It's not a good thing, as you can even face some troubles with building. And such a background is not really good support of making militia. One of the modes. It's just like a meme game, probably. Because, I mean, for example, when I saw the horse rush made by Motherland in Grand Finals, it really looked scary. And for now, this stuff is not looking scary at all. And I see two stables with such a big amount of X-bows, and in my opinion, X-bows is not an offensive unit. It's like it's defensive. It's like it's a unit who relies on positioning, like more than the most of other units here. It's not an offensive unit. Pikes can be. Horses, of course, they are just universal, you know. Swords, probably. But X-bows. Klaas horse rushing. Klaas, at least... I don't know what he's doing, by the way. He's trading timbers to gold, so he will switch to some kind of iron and gold. But it looks like meh. I mean, this map just... You know, build your golden production for Town Hall is really easy when you have a lot of gold mines. Just build a gold mine, add one coal mine to each of your gold mine, and add one metallurgist. And you are like so strong. But what I am observing here is something like, which we in Russian called not, name it like not fish and not meat. Here I can see like it's pikes. Pikes plus gold. Well, relying on the previous performance, it's pikes plus rogues here. The way already 6 cores and soon will be another. Actually, only 4 here for Mex. He's good. No, this map is not probably about that. You don't need the 9, you just can replace them one by one here. Maybe 1 here and 2 here. I don't know. This location of stone mountains here can be used in players' favor. When you build like everything on your one mountain, then you are in a bad position. But if you place, for example, 2+2+1+1, it's a really great position for you. And the initial amount on stone on your storehouse allows you to do it. Second in here. So okay, this playstyle is quite known for me already. Here with like 1+2 with such a disbalance for now, even now. We'll see what is going to be later, but I really doubt in numbers, because you know, gold is such a thing, it's like an iron. The earlier you start storing it, the better. You cannot get it out of nowhere in big amounts. While, for example, setting your corn production, you do it with the first farm you produced, actually. So it can be like a boost for this. But here I'm not pleased with numbers. You know, for example, if you have, if they will have something like 40 pikes plus 40... who are they? Rogues. Yeah, rogues. So bottom team for a lot of horses. Well, it seems so. It actually looks like that. Well, not a lot of horses for for Klaas, I mean, but I don't see a lot of anything for Klaas here. I see just this picture without any leather setup, without a huge gold setup, without even militia, without anything. Or with anything. Without everything, yeah. Stables placement. His roads is actually the second, even probably the first thing which is killing him, literally. Like, look at this. This can help, this can help as well. And in such conditions you have lack of source, which actually that's not a big problem to deliver it there. But as stables has really like short period of working, they can consume therefore corn really fast. So they require fast delivery to work on its full power. And this position is not for fast delivery. But they will raid it like 1 plus maybe 2, 3, and maybe even those will come here, I don't know. But the thing you need here is stability in bringing corn here. It's like probably 12 seconds or so, I mean 20 or something like that. Even less. Just like let me count. Maybe 15. So that's like a 5-second break. Actually, like more. 1, 2. It's like overall like 12 seconds plus. Well, more than 5 actually. It's or even still 5. I mean, it consumes corn really fast, so you need the like fast delivery here and stable delivery. For example, this building, as far as I remember, mines 1 coal in 37 seconds. Just to compare. Okay, so here, yeah, this is what I can see. It's like militia. I mean, this strategy highly relies on its numerosity. It's really difficult to defend on wide battlefields and in low scales, as there is no someone of your teammates, and you can use all that free space on battlefield, but your troops. And it's probably I will show you guys sometimes. It's something like you could probably see in League games 1 versus 1, when instead of usual swords and bows, some player used, for example, pikes plus bows plus lances, and therefore their overall amount by peacetime end was something like 120. And fighting with it with only like 75 or 80 units like swords and bows is really difficult. Especially if you don't have enough recruits, what is the most common issue for default strategies in 6, 7, 20, and maybe even now as well. So this is something, this will be something like that. Actually, I see some X-bows here. That's probably because he has a really low amount of gold, and he's probably not gonna have a lot of them. Trash rush with military and 1 league 2. Yeah, it's no, you know, that's those like crazy strategies which are relying on numerosity. They are good in low scale, like 1 versus 1 or something like that. Because maps which are usually designed for like a bigger amount of players, they provide really a lot of free space to them, and you can use it with your cheap and but numerous units. On Strange Deja Vu, well, probably not the best map for doing that, as the passages here are quite narrow. But for example, on something like Mura, but they like split into parts, or somewhere like that map by snow, I think that's could be probably a good idea. Oh, I'm kinda talking too much today for some kind of off-topic. Kinda low amount of citizens here for Max. Is it enough for him? It looks like it's enough for him, right? Well, almost. Okay, not almost. Okay, finally. Definitely not almost. He just blocked the opponent's barracks on here. How could he reach it? Well, actually, this, I mean, Voy here is performing better than RandTour in previous game. In the previous game. As he will have more than he had in the game against, I don't remember who was that team who actually won here. Here, I think he will have enough recruits, more pikes for him, and quite enough gold. But I'm not sure in his teammate, as he is in luck in 18. I mean, iron armors. And he is probably not okay, he has 2 by now, so he is trying to catch up. But probably not enough coal to do that. For sure, not enough coal. Well, actually, it's like +1. But these mountains will be empty soon. As well as those iron ones. 2 gold. Yeah, that is like the most weird thing for me. So he did so much to like build a farm and swine farm, destroy swine farm, tannery, destroy tannery, build 4 armory workshops instead of just adding 2 gold mines here. Especially now, it's not a problem to do that. And got with that shield. Okay, you can just add 2 more. His amount of gold is something really meh. I cannot count it. It's probably for vagabonds. It for sure, like, well, 10 rocks mixed with 10 X-bows, maybe. But still, I'm not pleased with that numbers. These numbers are better for sure. And the income is will be more. The problem is here for him is that he will run out of this gold mountain quite soon. But actually there's only 2.5 minutes by the end. And well, I cannot really judge or make any conclusions about this strategy in exactly this game, because what I see here is just a nonsense. I don't know. These guys are just chilling, you know. He can, yeah, he probably can do it here. But this, unlike those two, this one is not pleasant to get. It's not even like we've seen in the previous game when with such storehouse he decided to build a mine here. But as Ritter actually mentioned, because of this stone location, it's probably still better to do it on the top. But, nah. Okay, Mexican actually is quite decent, but nah, just nah. Horses, amount horses is quite good, but he just don't know what he will face soon. And this is really brah. I don't know, nah. By the way, probably, just probably, he will use some rocks as well. Because he also has spikes. Or probably the best idea here is just to reveal the area. To see what battlefield you get. And then decide what to do with your town hall. But the thing is, you cannot do the same with iron troops. So these decisions probably still will be dictated by that fact that he actually did pikes. No, not did, made. Show warfare. Okay. Actually, I did it like in the past, in the last 5 minutes. Well, but because mostly because of Klaas, the top team has an advantage, even despite not the greatest performance by ORDA. Russian guys. It's like only 35 for ORDA and like 150 for Voy. So ORDA is like meh here. But that fact is really like leveling with the class performance. Plus what? Plus something like 40 and something iron troops. Pikes and X-bows combined. You will see it soon, don't worry. Just it's much easier to show instead of just mentioning. Have 25 rocks. It's impossible to have 25 rocks with only 35, not 75 gold chests. I bet it would be used for vagabonds. Because I don't see any good use of 35 gold chests. Maybe still for rebels. Actually, it is not. Well, you know, you probably really stop buying that trash talk by him after they actually lose games. It will be quite interesting when they actually win something. So yeah, it's like 46, it's not balanced amount of weapons, 46 gold, iron, and okay, 52 gold. It's kinda more. Here we can see 144. With 62, okay, 58. Plus militia. So yeah, that's for vagabonds and some... it's combined. Here we... oh, it's... Thunder. Hello, Thunder Police. Thunder Police. 60 rebels incoming. 60 rebels incoming. You know, it's just not consistent, you know? What's that? Guess they're just trolling, I don't know. Okay, but we'll see. Probably, well, they will feed their X-bows and the rogues somehow. Yeah, here comes the rogues. The rogues it's like almost 50, I think. More troops after... Well, all players with Town Hall actually released everything from Town Hall, so it's not such thing as like a purse. Oh, here it was like, I think, one... oh no, 2 Begamons lost. To those knights, and they are fleeing. Okay, what about their vision? Crap! Oh no, crap! Let me in! Slow them down. Nah, that's not like you. Nah, that's a copium. But it was better to run somewhere here. You never can kill off any of that crossbowman. It's okay, some vision provided. 60... well, it's probably like that goal. No leather on this map. It really looks like an enhanced 35. Literally. Like, probably knights a little bit off in such amount. And actually this amount is something like on 40 minutes and 4 versus 4 game. Militia, pikes, rogues, rebels, vagabonds. Nah, kinda small lead by army power. That's probably because of a huge amount of knights. But this army power level just doesn't know that actually this is not a good space for using knights anyway. as there is only pikes here. Like pikes and the rebels, and the only actually like a sweet bunny here is this big and juicy pack of rogues, which can die really easily, but I suppose that we won't just let them to do so with this amount of pikes. But actually, I've told you guys so many times that players can make like infinitive amount of pikes, and they will not use it as it is intended. And they will just stay somewhere behind or fight somewhere and not catching knights. They are going quite a narrow passage, and narrow passage is not a good thing for such a setup. You want a wide one. They are pushing just because they have to, but the position here is just meh. And here we can see a lot of X-bows, which are... Ui. They're just pushing. Rogues are out of position. Still pushing. X-bows are in position on the other hand here. Not the worst position of knights here, as the rebels are not that scary. And yeah, that's still... Here... Okay, 3 are here, so actually some kind of entry here. So what do we have here? Moving your rogues is a bore study, actually, what you can do. But here is some, like, Max will probably do it. But here, I'm not sure, as the ORDA is quite numerous here. And actually, it's not about only numbers, but a lot of pikes here as well. But all of them are engaged, so it's a good chance and golden spot for those knights. And no other option to cover that, they are doomed. Bye-bye. They're just one hit from any direction. Not any, instead of only front one. So they are dead. But he's trying to chase it. What else do we have here? Actually, X-bows are probably doing that, right? As ORDA is dead. And the boy is probably dead as well, as he lost by far so many of those rogues. I don't know. But still, quite a big amount of pikes alive. And their only melee units are knights, which is not that good. So yeah, that's the thing, actually. I think that to do that, you still have to have some rebels, just to your rear protections. Of course, you probably won't in such stuff use pikes as a front unit, but... Well... Yo. But they will probably be in time to kill... Nah, there is a catch, so it's a loss of those 5 knights. Wait, what? So the pike is just dead because of crossbowmen? So they're just continue pushing. But okay, here comes another catch, but this is not the best position, as there is like 3 versus 2, but still probably enough. Still pushing, still chasing those crossbowmen. The huge disadvantage of such a strategy is that you don't have knights. So you really relies on your like army power, and you just push without any other thought. But if something goes off out of your plan, you don't have anything to push. You can still probably equip some vagabonds to do that, but actually that's quite a, yep, and quite a huge reinforcement. So yeah, that was like for some vagabonds, and the other goes for rebels. The huge amount of rebels here, I mean rogues, I always missed them. Even in Russian though, because they're the Buntarin Bandit. Both starts with B. So quite a huge reinforcements here as well. Kind of an interesting game. So what about their reinforcement? Everything is made here. Well, some pikes here can be made as well. Like, just click it. What about those guys? Still 34 gold chests in his town hall. city is not that dead, but it's going to be so. The same probably stands for this one. A lack of iron weapons. It's 3+3 industry with, of course, not enough of. Okay, let's. What do we have here? Those spike continued going back. Wow. Well, they will. Oh. Still, oh, that is a known bug actually in beta. I've reported it several times because of those objects. So they can just sometimes stay AFK without doing anything. So it's minus some knights, but actually this is still a power, and they can shoot those spikes really easily. And those guys are not even close to be such a thing, because they are not that numerous right now. And probably they are going to like hold and engage this spec, and then okay, but now he's ready to do that. The real downside here is that this spike squad will be lost forever. And you really want to rely on your armor pack here, and in such conditions having an X-bow pack is a huge advantage. Actually, there's some kind of fun for Mexican to in killing some reinforcements, but here came the pikes, and say goodbye to your knights then. But bottom team has such strong advantage right now. Rebels could storm it. As well as pikes. Okay, some reinforcements here as well. It's, everything is not that good for now, but actually crossbowman is a really good tool against all of that. Because you can lose your infantry like easily without any trouble, saving your iron in form of crossbowmen. And there is just no option of giving some pressure on those crossbowmen, as there is no stables. But instead of stables, they just have huge famine. Probably in this case you want to trade something into your food, for example those wooden shields. No? The smith is dead. I just recognize that sound. Actually, playing with French or some other sounds, I just cannot recognize what is going on, which units are dying actually and fighting. That is probably the same thing you're listening here to me as I'm playing with Russian sounds pack. Still 49, 48 or 49 gold for ORDA in his town hall. No gold here, but he's not destroying them. He just kicked miners out. Probably one day this building will be used as a shelter for a miner. Simply the sum of rush. Yeah, that's it. I know the sounds of town hall units and barbarians. Well, they are actually as town hall units are the same, and it was like always. Because probably they didn't have enough funds to make a double for those. For barbarians and for the units from the Peasants' Rebellion is the second part. But actually, the Fisher actually has his own voice. I cannot show it to you. So. Well, actually, okay. I just forgot that Rogues and all Town Hall units, they have their own units, but it sounds like not that professional as the units of the Shattering Kingdom part. Well, now they're holding. And I have no idea what will be here on this map, as it's just a game without swine farms. So it's really difficult to judge of their power in the late game. If one player of those team has swine farms, it would be so easy for me to say that they will win this game in late game, but for now it's completely not obvious for me. We can like watch some of mine condition. For example, these two are empty. Actually, no destroying at all. As well. Finally, those two mountains. I mean mines for gold mines. But still a lot of required to fix gold problems. No fishers for Klaas. Wait. Dude, it's just 60 fish swimming here waiting for you. While your miners are dying. The question is, what's wrong with you? And 40 as I remember here. Well, that's it. It was 50, now it's 34 after losing almost everything. That's a pure advantage, but iron cannot be produced that fast, but a lot of militia instead. So while they have gold, they can continue playing. The question is that somehow you should continue developing your market. Where? Oh, Golem. Golem, is that you? I've seen it in your previous game in 35 Peace Town. Probably the same amount. Holy crap. Bobber. Probably, yeah. No idea what is going to be here. I mean, this probably the same stands for the top team as it was like some minutes ago. They're by far more in numbers, but the quality is not even for their team right now, which actually means that you need a right battlefield to to use your idea of your army. And that battlefield was not that wide as you probably want. The question is it even possible to get such a wide battlefield here? And I'm not sure. But, okay, there is the second thing. As you have a lot of cheap units, you can use them as some kind of an ambush and town threatening units. Like setting them here, as you can see there is no vision for the steam in the left part. So you can send some there. And then make an attack here, distract them and strike to their town. That's also a possibility, and it's much easier to do when you have a lot of cheap units. Which, in these games, should be somehow answered. And answering them will require some more expensive units to do that. Actually, food problems is the same goes for the mechs here. Also, like, it's like all 20 fish here, but it still can be added here. One here, one here. Well, probably he will move just one from here to another point. Only 6 farms. 3 mills. 2 bakeries, by the way, for some reason. Would be nice to add the third one. I'll try to nade like... well... Trash or Assa in their previous game, which were the opponents of Orda and Voy, they used that. They are not. They are focused on something else. Probably fixing issues of their town. Actually, Orda now is... okay, he controlling that stuff. He is controlling that. Okay. It's like 50 cent, but 53 chunks. I'll take you to the wooden shop. I'll let you taste the this stick. Nah. Well, actually nothing is happening here, as there is some kind of economic battle on wheelchairs. But probably just because of better and greater amount of iron units, the bottom is still has more advantages. But actually, numerosity can be an advantage as well. They just they are not using it. Yeah, that's a quite a good actually question, Ghoul. What to do with those without iron, as they don't have any of. Oh no, you betrayed us. You betrayed our belief. He is really placing a swine farm instead of 2 fishers. How hungry? That's actually a good question. They are quite close. Not all of them, though. Like, probably half. Some of them are probably dismissed. But I suppose there are a lot of dead units for both teams. Okay, there's quite a lot of dismissed units. Actually, Ken here, I think that the vineyard setup is really favorable for feeding, but he's struggling with satiety in his town as well. There's just no third bakery for some reason. Probably he must have forgot about that. Probably he is sure that 2 is enough. But nah, for sure not enough. I just don't know the timings of mill and bakery working, because I'm never actually interested in it. But it seems like it's still like 1-to-1. By the way, I don't see them fixing any of their troubles here. They just like in that meme, this is fine. Ask Mo. Actually, it can be checked in code directly. Or you can count it by yourself. Like, just yourself. Okay, I suppose that resource reliance is higher for the top team. But... okay, let me check this graph. Not this one. I mean... well, yeah, so he consumed by far more coal, but probably it's because of trading. No? No, he's trading literally for corn. Okay, that's a kinda interesting form of supporting your food, as he has 2 farms, but 3 mills and bakeries. That's working. Yeah, I must say that is working. Fishers here as well. Okay. But probably, yeah, he is almost run out of coal by now. They are coming. Army chuck. Still the same, and quite a high amount of numbers. They don't use their advantage in numerosity, in numbers. They really must do it. Because, okay, they're probably they want to fight here. As, for example, oh, guys, from the bottom, you won't attack us? Okay, go on, we will stay here. On such wide battlefield. Of course, it's wider than we had here. Probably not too much though, but still. But those can just change their shoes and retreat to those ponds and or lakes or whatever, and just stay here and wait. But actually, hungry units are for the both tier and teams here, and iron stuff is hungry for both of them. But probably Max will suffer from it more. Max won't do that. I don't know, I would still give a try in feeding. Yeah, I was researching this graph, so okay, this cannot be counted as well. Like, Mex will run out of iron probably faster, but it's unfortunately it's not possible to check about their market rates. So okay, this is also a market rate, so it's difficult. Probably Mex and Orda accordingly will use the resources from the adjacent location. Klaas has an advantage here. Yep, I agree. But once again, that's for white battlefield. That's like a little bit of contradiction, as those guys want narrow one, narrow battlefield, and those, their numbers really want high ones. So he retweeted some kind. So probably there will be a feeding order, but no such thing for now. Really isn't in a huge need of third bakery, because it's just this one just doesn't work. They already like use it, and the top team is using militia from the very beginning of this game. So I would say that's probably a good time to finally build some farms and switch to leather, but that's not the way. This farm, well, they're chasing, but they will find themselves in situations once again when the battlefield is not as they please. But probably this one is, if it will be that long, is still good one. But once again, they don't use. For example, if those on top will be Trash and Vano, I mean Bitcoin, they're, yeah, but not with one, but with like 25 of that militia. They will like they would enter your city, or at least attempt to do that, like in 10 minutes before now. And that is actually one of a good advantage. But they're looking for a fight, direct fight, and this place is not a good thing for direct fight. So he's feeding, finally. He was probably baited, and they're feeding. Okay, so here we can see a pike feed as well. So iron is preserved, but not those rogues. Okay, fragment rogues. Never mind. He's just not in. In condition to do that, and they will probably start attacking from the fog. Those are in danger. He's retreating, starting shooting, dividing those rogues in two parts, but actually that's not a 60 that probably you want to see. They will be by far lower in numbers. Mexican is trying to go here. Okay, the strategy for bottom team is goes all around those X-bows. These X-bows. Oh, that's a bad catch actually for Orda here, and good for Mexican. Killing the all iron units which is in possession of Orda is quite a good thing. But here comes the war from behind, and they can find themselves in a sandwich position. You know, which these are like bread parts and this is meat. Okay, but here I can see a huge vulnerability of that rogue pack because of that big amount of knights, I wanted to say, but probably they want to kill militia instead at first. Here is not everything that bad for Klaas, but actually the longer the worse. Here, moving some parts, those rogues are not in position here. I don't know how he managed to face spikes once again, but probably X-bows will help. But those are probably lost forever. 4 still alive here, and 1 is killing stuff here, and 1 is more than enough to do so. So those are doomed. Here comes the boy, he's trying to catch something, and actually that sandwich position is not a bad thing after all, as the center of this sandwich is this X-bow pack, and it can shoot to one direction and to another. The only thing which is really disturbing to do that here is that fucking bug about which you can, where you cannot just click an attack command and switch position. So he need to retreat somehow back. This pack is dead. So some pikes are going to save. Mexican doesn't control that, so this is doomed finally. And those two are still, four are still alive. Those 6 bases are scary in this game, I don't know. What about reinforcements? It's closer to the bottom team to do so. Top team is not here, it's not in time. Still fighting here. Where are those 4 knights? They're all dead. A lot of militia still for war here, and that's just like 35 peacetime picture. When you can see militia chasing across bowmen. Rep got finished is off. It's still not a good game. It all depends on whether will Mexican save those X-bows or not. If he lost them, it's a good game automatically. Somehow they need just a lot of cheap and fresh units, and their town hall is empty. 6 knights without iron, and not even the possibility to make scouts, as you probably can do in harsh situations. Actually, everything is released for the top team as well. Probably okay, not, but they will come by far too long. Chasing somehow, but still, I still don't see. Like some attempts of killing the economy. Finally I see it. Probably they will kill Mexican. He is still... well, yeah, they gave up too early, I don't know. It's still possible to protect your city with those X-bow pack, especially in conditions of fighting in town. Where instead of infantry you can use your... well... your serfs as a tanky units, and they will just kill all those cheap units, but they gave up, so that's their choice. And Colournizers loses every chances of qualifying, so it's like 1 free statistic for them. That was a funny and meme performance by them, but next time so, and that's 2-2 for Orcs. And everything will be decided in their next game. They don't have that high morality. You have seen my game yesterday, when I revived with only 1 served alive. Why am I still here? Actually, it's quite... I expected Mexican to have the biggest amount of soldiers defeated, but actually it's Roy, because he probably killed a lot of the cheap stuff made by Klaas here. The Max, he's ready to leave too fast. Nah, won't judge him, but still. Well... kinda meme game, but this one cannot be used in judging of strategy power, you know. But it was pleasant to see, probably. Actually, that was by far better for the top team, but while having something like more than 100 anti-cavalry units and letting cavalry actually knights killing your rogues is something like... whatever. Yeah, bet is for you. Why? Я не проверял, кто доставил или нет, но против тебя да, и поэтому ты залучаешь банк. Окей. 69 messages in my favorite Yeblan's Night Club conference. I will check it later. Ready up to see a lot of pikes plus stage game by others. It's quite niche strategy after all. I will probably show it to you guys a little bit later. Now I'm not allowed, you know. It's kinda niche and can be extra powerful, but it's not universal, for sure. And here you could actually see that it can struggle. Even against that, like a meme setup made by Colournizers. So, whatever. Okay, it's quite late for today to do anything else. Actually, I'm kinda recharged, and I'm ready for some stuff, but probably it's not going to happen today. So it's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm probably someone to raid. Nah, no such thing. So, okay, thank you for watching, guys. See you soon.